I'm Sunita Satyapal, and I'm the director for the U.S. Department of Energy's Hydrogen and Fuel Cell Office, and also responsible for coordinating hydrogen activities across DOE. So what's really valuable is bringing together so many different stakeholders, so across the entire value chain, so hydrogen producers all the way to the end users, the investment community, and other stakeholders, including now the tech series. So we have labs and academia, researchers, and especially, I think, seeing more investors. How do we get to scale? So this year is the second in person. So last year already, we had a lot of interest. This year, I believe there's over 4,000 registered, including the exhibition hall. And so now that we have a national strategy in the U.S., and many countries also have national strategies for hydrogen, this type of networking helps to lead to concrete actions and goals of, how do we really enable that national strategy to succeed? So I think the main message to start with was the sense of urgency. So as you heard from our Secretary of Energy, and we have seen the hottest summer on record. We've seen the United Nations report that July was the hottest month on record. I think there's just so much in terms of energy security. We have the war in Europe, the need for jobs, the economic situation, climate crisis. And so I think the first message is really just the sense of urgency, and we need all hands on deck. So, for example, the quote that I always mention is, no one person could whistle the symphony. Need the whole orchestra. So bringing together all the right players, how do we really get to those goals? Now that we have a strategy and we have some concrete metrics, analysis that shows where specifically do we see the potential for large-scale production, end use to meet our collective climate goals. So now it's really a question of how do we achieve those goals? It's broad. So first of all, we need industry, governments, investors, the whole stakeholder community. But in terms of our role, DOE being the lead energy agency in the U.S., we cover research, development, first-of-a-kind demonstrations. So how do we de-risk the demonstrations? And then deployment, we have a loan programs office, financing. Of course, we support a lot of the policy developments. So it's really comprehensive of, how do we really jumpstart this nascent industry? All eyes are on the bipartisan infrastructure law and the Inflation Reduction Act legislation in the U.S. So, of course, the hydrogen hub, lots of excitement waiting for the announcements there. We've publicly stated that it will be in the fall. And then the tax credits there too, everyone's waiting for the guidance that will be coming out from Treasury. And then the national strategy, I think now that we have a U.S. national strategy, but there many other pieces of the puzzle. So we have funding for electrolyzer developments, manufacturing, looking at the supply chain, transportation. So we have a joint office with Department of Transportation looking at end uses, fueling corridors, where can there be stations. So it's just so comprehensive. But the one piece maybe I want to emphasize is the energy and environmental justice. And how do we ensure that we bring together those disadvantaged communities, address all those issues right from the beginning? Thank you for organizing this. I think we've received so much positive feedback. And so look forward to seeing the concrete actions as a result of this conference.